Have you ever thought about what would happen if you suddenly lost your job, faced a medical emergency, or encountered an unexpected expense? Life is unpredictable, and emergencies can strike at any time, leaving you financially vulnerable if you're not prepared. That's why building an emergency fund is crucial. It's your safety net in times of crisis. But how do you go about creating one, and why is it so important? Let's dive in and explore the power of an emergency fund. What is an emergency fund? An emergency fund is a separate pool of money that you set aside specifically for unexpected expenses or financial emergencies. It's a buffer that protects you from going into debt or depleting your savings when life throws you a curveball. Think of it as your personal safety net, a financial cushion that gives you peace of mind and helps you weather any storm that comes your way. Why is an emergency fund important? Protects you from debt. Without an emergency fund, you may be forced to rely on credit cards or loans to cover unexpected expenses, which can lead to a dangerous cycle of debt. Prevents financial stress. Knowing that you have a financial safety net can alleviate stress and anxiety, allowing you to focus on resolving the situation at hand rather than worrying about how to pay for it. Preserve your investments. An emergency fund ensures that you don't have to dip into your retirement savings or other long-term investments to cover unexpected costs, which can derail your financial plans. Provides financial stability. If you lose your job or face a temporary income disruption, an emergency fund can cover your living expenses until you get back on your feet, preventing financial hardship. Determining the size of your emergency fund. The general rule of thumb is to have enough money in your emergency fund to cover 3 to 6 months' worth of living expenses. However, the actual size of your emergency fund will depend on your circumstances, such as your job stability, income level, and potential financial obligations. To calculate your emergency fund goal, start by adding up your essential monthly expenses, including rent or mortgage payments, utility bills, electricity, water, gas, groceries, transportation costs, minimum debt payments, insurance premiums, and don't forget to account for irregular expenses, such as property taxes or insurance premiums, by dividing the annual cost by 12 and adding it to your monthly expenses. Once you have your total monthly expenses, multiply that number by the number of months you want to cover, example 6 months. This will give you a rough estimate of the emergency fund you should aim for. It's important to note that this is just a general guideline, and your specific situation may require a larger or smaller emergency fund. For example, if you're a freelancer or have an unstable income, you may want to aim for a larger emergency fund to cover potential gaps in earnings. On the other hand, if you have a stable job with a solid benefits package, you may be able to get away with a smaller emergency fund. Building your emergency fund. Building an emergency fund can seem daunting, especially if you're living paycheck to paycheck. However, with discipline and commitment, it's achievable. Here are some tips to help you get started. Start small. Even if you can only contribute a small amount each month, it's better than nothing. Set up automatic transfers from your checking account to a dedicated savings account to make it easier. Starting with just $25 or $50 per month can add up over time, and you can increase your contributions as your financial situation improves. Cut expenses. Evaluate your monthly expenses and look for areas where you can cut back, such as reducing dining out, canceling unnecessary subscriptions, or negotiating lower rates for services. Try implementing a spending freeze for a month or two, where you only spend on essentials and allocate the savings towards your emergency fund. Sell unused items. Go through your belongings and sell any items you no longer need or use. This could include clothes, electronics, furniture, or even unused gift cards. The extra cash can quickly boost your emergency fund. Allocate windfalls. If you receive a tax refund, bonus, or inheritance, consider putting a portion or all of it towards your emergency fund. These unexpected windfalls can help you reach your goal faster, and it's better to allocate them to your emergency fund than spend them frivolously. Increase your income. Look for ways to earn extra money, such as taking on a side job, freelancing, or starting a small business. Dedicate a portion of this additional income towards your emergency fund to accelerate your savings. Automate your savings. Set up automatic transfers from your paycheck to your emergency fund account, so the money is saved before you have a chance to spend it. This out-of-sight, out-of-mind approach can make saving effortless and consistent. Where to keep your emergency fund. Your emergency fund should be easily accessible, but not so accessible that you're tempted to dip into it for non-emergencies. Here are some options to consider. High-yield savings account. These accounts typically offer higher interest rates than traditional savings accounts, allowing your money to grow while remaining liquid. Look for accounts with no or low fees, and make sure the bank is FDIC insured for added security. Money market account. Similar to a savings account, but with the added benefit of allowing you to write checks or make transfers, making it easier to access your funds when needed. Money market accounts often have higher interest rates than regular savings accounts, but may require a higher minimum balance. Short-term certificates of deposit CDs. CDs offer slightly higher interest rates than savings accounts, but you'll need to be mindful of early withdrawal penalties. Consider a ladder strategy where you open multiple CDs with staggered maturity dates, allowing you to access a portion of your funds without penalties while still earning higher interest on the remaining balance. Liquid mutual funds. These mutual funds invest in short-term, low-risk securities and allow you to withdraw your money quickly, typically within one business day. While they may offer slightly higher returns than savings accounts, they also carry more risk and potential for loss. Regardless of where you decide to keep your emergency fund, make sure it's separate from your regular savings and checking accounts to avoid inadvertently dipping into it for non-emergency expenses. When to use your emergency fund. Your emergency fund is strictly for true emergencies. Unexpected expenses that you cannot reasonably cover with your regular income. Some examples include job loss or income disruption. If you lose your job or experience a significant reduction in income, your emergency fund can cover your living expenses while you search for new employment or adjust your budget. Major medical expenses not covered by insurance. Even with health insurance, you may face high deductibles, co-pays, or expenses for treatments not fully covered. Your emergency fund can help bridge the gap and prevent you from going into medical debt. Home or car repairs. Unexpected repairs, such as a leaky roof, a broken furnace, or a major car issue, can be costly and may not be covered by insurance. Your emergency fund can help you address these issues without going into debt. Unexpected travel expenses. If you need to travel unexpectedly due to a family emergency, such as a death or illness, your emergency fund can cover the cost of transportation, lodging, and other related expenses. It's important to resist the temptation to dip into your emergency fund for non-essential expenses, such as vacations, luxury purchases, or discretionary spending. Doing so can quickly deplete your safety net, leaving you vulnerable when a real emergency arises. Rebuilding your emergency fund. After using your emergency fund, it's crucial to replenish it as soon as possible. Treat rebuilding your emergency fund as a priority and allocate a portion of your income towards it until it's fully restored. This will ensure that you're prepared for the next unexpected event that comes your way. Building an emergency fund is a crucial step towards achieving financial security and peace of mind. It may seem like a daunting task, but by following the strategies outlined in this video, you can gradually build a safety net that will protect you and your family from life's unexpected curveballs. Remember, an emergency fund is not an expense. It's an investment in your financial well-being. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more valuable content on personal finance and money management. Together, we can navigate the financial landscape with confidence and preparedness.